Hey, Calvary family. I'm Drew Phillips, the associate pastor here at Calvary. I hope your day is going well today. I want to let you know that a couple weeks ago, actually the last week in April, we had a spiritual formation retreat that happened at Hanging Rock Camp on Silence and Solitude. And I would just love for you to hear a couple of the stories of those who went and the difference that it made in their life. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Hi, I am Andrea Jackson.
I'm Megan Kaniga, and I went on the Silence and Solitude trip.
So I learned a lot about just being quiet long enough for God to speak to me. There was a lot of alone time, so I got to, just talk to God when normally there's like a lot of muffledness, I guess. But we were just like, quiet and just like, God, open my heart, open my eyes and my ears to what you want me to listen to.
I was thinking about what I learned while I was there, and I feel like one of the key things that I learned was just differentiating between and defining the difference between silence and solitude, and like the differences between them and the different roots of why we do them, why we practice them as Christians.
And just asking God to be present in my life at the moment.
Lane and Sarah did a really good job at walking slowly through just definitions of and good explanations of what silence was and what it looks like to retreat into solitude like Jesus did in the Bible. And so a lot of it was via book and Bible explanation and just really good definitions that they had pre-put.
Like checking social media and stuff like that. So I've actually downsized that a lot. I went from 6 hours a day on my phone to maybe 3. So I've learned that I don't necessarily need to be present in people's life like that to get my word across. And I have read a lot more and just basically dived into the Bible a lot more.
I would say that prior to the retreat, I knew of the spiritual disciplines of silence and of solitude, but I would have probably entangled them a lot, making them into one discipline. And I feel like at the retreat, it was explained really well, just sort of what the two different things were and why they are differently necessary and what those two things do to help form just a deeper relationship with Christ and to form character in their own separate ways, why they're both separately important. So going on the retreat and experiencing this practical form of silence, this practical form of solitude, and trying to develop habits. Since then, coming back, I've actually found myself trying to do it more frequently throughout the day and throughout the days since getting back, realizing how hard it was to do a stretch of time in silence or solitude has created a desire to practice it more frequently and more naturally in my day-to-day life. So I feel like things like driving and at home, I'm trying to take advantage of any amount of moments that I get to sort of retreat so that it becomes more of this internal habit versus this difficult task to try to play out. So I think that day-to-day right now, what's changed is a desire to just do it more frequently to make it more natural.
Absolutely, I would recommend it for a few reasons. Is because one, you get to get away from if you have kids or if you're super busy. This gives you time to actually spend a few days by yourself and other people that you may not know. I think I only knew 3 people on this trip, so the rest of the people I did not know. So it just gave me a chance to know other people from the church and basically get to be friends with them and just fellowship with them. Also, it gave me the opportunity to just dive into the Bible and just ask God to have his will in my life.
I would definitely recommend this trip. I actually plan to do it again. I think that it's something that was really helpful as a Christian in general, trying to grow to look more like Christ and just enjoy his presence more. I would definitely suggest going on this trip, whether it be practical things that would be helpful, the community aspect, learning within community. I would definitely suggest it.
I hope you enjoyed those stories, and my prayer is that maybe God is stirring your heart to join the next retreat that we have. So would encourage you to do so. Thanks